Hello everybody, how goes it? Rabbitsmore here, and this is a tutorial for how to build a 3x3 piston door. And I'm not going to try to claim ownership over this design because there are thousands of other piston door designs out there, but what is awesome about this design is that in 1.8, there seemed to be a glitch with double piston extenders that broke most 3x3 piston doors, and this design seems to be getting around that. As you can see here, it works opening and closing, and it works on either side. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to build this design. Alright, so before we get into building this, let's go over what we're going to need. So for our building list, we're going to need 64 building blocks. You won't actually need all 64, but it's always good to bring a stack just so you have extras to place and break. 9 blocks of whatever you're going to be building your door out of, since it's a 3x3 door. And 7 slabs of whatever type that you want. 25 redstone, 1 block of redstone, 8 repeaters, 1 comparator, 16 sticky pistons, and a furnace. Okay, so if you're building this on flat ground like I am here, you might want to start out by building a little area here. So you might want to pause the video here and dig out an area that is 7 blocks wide, 3 blocks long, and 3 blocks tall. So again, that is 7 by 3 and 3 tall, digging that out. And if you're building it into a cave or a mountain, you're also going to be needing to clear some area up and around. It will overall be 9 blocks tall, 7 wide, and 3 long if you are building it into a big mountainside area or something like that. So once you're done with that, once you're done digging out this area, we're going to be building this layer by layer. And keep in mind that your door will be on the opposite side once we're finished here. So that's how we're building it. So keep that in mind on your rotation. And starting from this side on the bottom left, we're going to go over 3 blocks here and build a small L. And then moving over, we're going to do 3 blocks across, 2 blocks next to that, and then a center block here and a sticky piston facing straight up. Starting on the next layer, we're going to start by placing a block on top of our sticky piston and 1 right next to that, and then 1 right over this empty hole here. Then we're going to take repeaters. Starting from this side, we're going to face this one towards this block we just placed, and then we go back around, place 1 going this direction, 1 right here next to it, and then next to this block facing in this direction here. Now this one we just placed is going to be going into a sticky piston that's going straight up, so we're going to jump up and place a sticky piston like this here. That's going to have a solid block next to it. And this block here is going to have a sticky piston facing from the wall towards it just like this, with a block of redstone next to it so you can see it comes over and grabs this block. Then we're going to finish up by placing some redstone dust here, going all the way around back behind our repeaters. Moving to the next layer, we're going to be putting a piece of redstone dust on top of this block here. We're going to put a solid block in this corner over here with a block next to it going towards this redstone. And on the left side, we're going to have a sticky piston facing towards this direction here. And then we can break this corner piece out since we don't need that anymore. And then next to the sticky piston, we're going to have 2 blocks that are going to be part of our door. And then just use normal blocks to fill out the rest of this area here into a 3x3 area. And then we need a sticky piston facing straight down onto this piece of redstone, or the block of redstone here. So what we're going to do is place 2 blocks here, break out the center one, go down below, and place our sticky piston going straight down. And you can just leave this block here for now, since we'll be using it later. Alright, next we're going to place a piece of our door on top of our piston here, and 2 blocks over. Same on the other side, we're going to have the 2 blocks over, and the piece of our door here. And then we need sticky pistons facing inward, so we're going to place a block on the outside, place a sticky piston facing towards our door piece, break that out, and then the same thing on the other side. Sticky piston going towards the door piece, break that out again. And then once you're on this side facing this way, we're going to go over here, place a piece of redstone dust next to this piston here, and a slab on the top half of this block here. Next up, we're going to start by building the same thing on the next layer. We're going to have sticky pistons facing inward on each side, door blocks in front of those, 2 normal blocks next to each of these. And then going around to the side with the slab, we're going to place a redstone dust on this slab and another slab on the top block over here. On the left side, we're going to have a redstone dust on this block and a solid block right here. Alright, if you're in survival now, you might need to start pillaring yourself up, but on the next layer, we're going to be doing a very similar thing. We're going to do the sticky pistons facing inward, door blocks in front of those, solid blocks going outwards again. And then on the right side where our slab is, again, we're going to place a piece of redstone and another slab going up on the opposite side. And on the left side, we're going to place another piece of redstone dust here and a slab on the top half of this one here. Starting on the right side again, we're going to place a piece of redstone dust on this slab, 4 blocks going over, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and another piece of redstone dust here. Redstone dust on this slab, 4 blocks again, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a sticky piston going straight up at the end. And then in the center, over this top of the door, we're going to place a solid block, a piece for our door, and another solid block. And on this right sticky piston, a sticky piston going straight up. And then over here on this corner where this redstone is, I'm going to place 2 blocks going up above this redstone, break out the bottom, and place a slab on the bottom of that top block, and then just break that one out. Starting with our second to last layer here, we're going to start by going to this back left sticky piston and place a block on top, and 2 more over to the side. And then we need a sticky piston going straight down onto this block. So I'm going to go down here and place our sticky piston going straight down. Next to that sticky piston, we need a piece of redstone dust and then a solid block. So I'm going to start by putting 2 blocks here and break out the bottom, and then put a slab on the top half of that block right there. Go back over to the left side here. Going to place a solid block here, a repeater right next to it, and another repeater. The second one will be at 2 ticks. This goes into a solid block with a comparator going into it on this side here. Nothing right here. And then we need a furnace right next to this slab here. And it needs 1 block, so 1 stackable block. Take 1 out of that stack and just put it into the furnace there. And then over here, going back to the left side, we're going to place a redstone dust here and here, and then a solid block right next to this solid block as is. 2 redstone dust going over, and a slab on the side of the furnace here, so make sure you hold sneak while you're placing that one. Moving up to our last layer here, we're going to start again at this back left side. Going to place 2 repeaters next to our other 2 repeaters here, facing this right direction. We're going to need a sticky piston facing straight down on top of this one, so I'm going to place 2 blocks, break out the bottom, go down below, and place a sticky piston so it's facing straight down, and then break this piece out. Put a solid block next to this sticky piston, and redstone going across over here on top of the furnace and onto this piece here. Going over here, we're going to place a piece of redstone dust behind these 2 repeaters. And then we need a solid block up above the sticky piston here. So I'm going to place 2 and break out the bottom one. And then we need a piece of redstone dust on this center piece so it crosses across these 2. And the last piece we need is a sticky piston facing this block here. So go over and stand on this block and then just right click on this redstone dust until it faces towards this block just like this. And that's it, you're finished. The last thing we need to do is hook up our buttons or show where those go. Alright, so time for the button hookup, and starting from the side where our door is on the far side, we're going to go over to the right where this bottom sticky piston is and break out 2 blocks on either side here. And wherever you want to place your buttons, you can do whatever you want with them, but you need to make sure that your redstone line is going directly into this solid block here beneath this sticky piston. So the redstone needs to be pointing directly into it, or you can have a repeater going directly into it. Just make sure that is how you power it. So for example, I have buttons here set up with redstone going into this solid block, and I have a button on this side coming around and going into this side of the solid block here. So regardless of which one I push, the door should open and close. So we'll open it and close it on this side, and then close and open on this side to make sure it is all working. And it seems to be good. Just make sure you give your pistons plenty of time to retract and open. So make sure you listen until they're finished before you press the button again, just in case, to make sure that it doesn't break. But that's it, guys. You have your 3x3 piston door ready to go. So I hope this helped you out. If it did, you can always leave a like on the video. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can always subscribe to my channel and check out the rest of my videos. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have an excellent day and see you later.